also errors or loopholes in the manner in which they conducted themselves on the day?
Okay. I mean, I'll take them in segments. For us, first of all, the grounds for the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State were not in existence as at the time the president made the declaration. This is our view that the facts as presented did not justify a declaration of state of emergency. They did not meet the threshold or the facts and circumstances enumerated under Section 35, subsection 2. Now, the next segment is whether, assuming now, as lawyers say, without conceding that the president was right in declaring a state of emergency, was he right in suspending the governor and his deputy as well as the House of Assembly? We also went on to say, and still insist, that that declaration too was unconstitutional. Because Section 11.4 of the Constitution makes it clear that declaration of a state of emergency does not extend to power of the National Assembly to remove a governor. Now, if you know that under Section 305, subsection 5, the declaration by the president does not really become law until it is ratified by a resolution of the National Assembly. So you understand in what context Section 11.4 of the Constitution says that provided that the National Assembly does not have the power to remove the governor and his deputy. Now, the substance of this is, what is a state of emergency? State of emergency is merely a declaration that allows the government to take extra measures to deal with the situation, either war, breakdown, love, or any of the things enumerated in Section 305(2). So it could be abridgment of the fundamental rights of the people. It could lead to maybe government taking possession of people's homes or doing things that would ordinarily have been unconstitutional, but for the existence of a state of emergency. It does not extend to the dismantling of democratic structures in a state where a state of emergency has been declared. And it was on that basis that we also posited that if the act of the declaration itself was unconstitutional, that the ratification of the same by both chambers of the National Assembly cannot cure the defect. And if you go into it further, the Constitution has stated that the National Assembly, both chambers of the National Assembly shall by 2/3 majority ratify it. It means that for you to ensure that the constitutional provision has been adhered to, you must indicate the number of persons who attended the sittings and the number of persons who voted for against or who abstained from voting. So you can't cure that by a voice vote. So a voice vote falls short of the constitutional requirement because by a voice vote, you're unable to know whether you have met the constitutional threshold for ratification. So the use of voice vote in both chambers also underscore the unconstitutionality of the whole action. So even that quote and unquote ratification by the National Assembly does not meet the constitutional muster, and it's itself unconstitutional.
Yeah, President, let me quickly take you up on a few issues here. And if you look at perhaps that those who are saying there's some emergency laws that are permitted giving an omnibus power to the president to do as he deems fit or necessary in the circumstance. And in fact, there are those who have read subsection 5 of 305 and subsection 6 and said, look, these are issues that have been raised, and when the president sees something as imminent danger, how do you describe imminent danger? But the question right here is that in exercise of the duties of the president, discretion is also being put in some of the clauses.
So there's discretion and there's objectivity. The president cannot wake up on the wrong side of his bed and say, oh, I think there's breakdown of law and order in a state. I hereby declare state of emergency. I hereby suspend the governor for 1 year. I suspend the sitting of the House of Assembly. I also appoint General this retired to take over. That would be a key on the constitution.
On one hand, President.
That discretion is not a discretion that is without checks and balances. It must be within the ambit of the law.
So on one hand, declaration of state of emergency, there isn't anything wrong with it, if it's right.
If it is right.
But suspension of...
can never be right. Under no circumstance will it be right. So they are democratically elected governments, and no president has the power to suspend another democratically elected officer. If you look at section 188, 188, I guess, of the Constitution, on how a governor of a state can cease to hold office, declaration of state of emergency is not one of the grounds.
So whatever President Tinubu did last week Tuesday is absolute and is done. Nothing can shake it.
I don't think that it will be right to say that nothing can shake it. It can be set aside by a court. And the president can also say, you know what, I realize that I made a mistake. I reverse it, even though it's been approved by the National Assembly. I think we don't need to go down this route.
Is it also fair on him for those who have described his action as undemocratic? Because there are those who say you do not have 100% picture of what the president is saying. He has security briefings, he's seeing a whole lot of things, he's being told this, he's being told that, and there are threats that are being made in the creeks to bring down the nation's mainstay of the economy. Would you have said that the president should have waited?
When I hear that argument, I only say, what kind of briefing has he also been getting about Benue, Osho, Borno, Yobe, Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, where people have lost their lives, where there is an insurgency, terrorism? Is it only in rivers? You just talked about Osho before we go to this interview segment. And if the president has said this, can we have some credible things? And as far as I'm concerned, while I may not be privy to the briefing he has received, I can only point to the content or substance of his address, which only referred to two explosions, and the fact of the intractable political crisis between the governor and his godfather. So I'm allowed to look at these issues as presented by the president in his address in appraising whether the grounds for declaration of state of emergency exist. And an objective appraisal of the same comes out with a resounding no. Because at the end of the day, it was all about the governor not being able to settle the crisis after the court judgment, after not taking advice, not doing this, I was not sitting. And even I don't want to go questioning the narrative as contained in that address. The point is that the Rivers problem is being cured with a wrong solution, in my thinking. To me, it's like taking a sledgehammer to your head because of a headache. The measures being taken to address the Rivers problem are overreaching, are extensive, are undemocratic, and above all, unconstitutional.
I mean, you heard
that one is NBA president, NBA National Bar Association. You listen to what he said. That is their stance, that they condemned Tinubu this unconstitutional behavior. That's NBA president. Very good. Very good. Now, in this country now, since this issue started, it is only Wike, Tinubu, and some of his APC members, some of them that are in support of this Tinubu unconstitutional behavior. For you to know this is serious, for the first time, Wale Soyinka condemned this Tinubu on unconstitutional behavior. They call it excessive force, unconstitutional. And this one is NBA president. So what else do you want? This is not constitutional. Like I said before, Tinubu is just ruling us, whatever he likes. Not about constitution. But I like what this one said. That no, he don't think he will stand. Tinubu still have every right to say, apologize to the country, to say, okay, he make mistakes, okay. And the matter will definitely go to the Supreme Court. They filed a lawsuit already. And Tinubu still have right to come now and apologize, to say he make mistake, which is good. So, because when you look at it now, like I said, the reason why they declare state of emergency and suspend the governor is because of that that explosion in Rivers State. The explosion is happened yesterday, again, or Sunday. So if because of that, you only increase the anger in the lives of these people. So the sole administration cannot do nothing. He can't control it. Do you understand? So I think they said it all. So we're just waiting for Tinubu to come. The same way he make that speech, to come and reverse it, to say he's sorry. Okay, after careful consideration and the violence in Rivers State has calmed, be able to restore peace in the area. So now I think it's the right time to call back the suspended governor and ask the sole administrator to resign now that there is peace in Rivers State. Very easy to do. So because otherwise, Nati, that's 6 months. Rivers State that is just my problem. Rivers State, I don't think there will be peace, because those people, no, I don't think there will be peace. And this is not, it's not about the lives of the Riverians people. It's about Tinubu and Wike. They don't care. If at all they care, so you tell him, even if you are a president, what do you know? You are just a president. You don't know better than every other person in this country. Now, it's just opportunity, privileges. You have to be there as a president. That does not make you understand law or know better than people who are not president. Do you understand? So you shouldn't use that privileges to govern the country unconstitutionally. No, this is wrong. Now that a lot of people have condemned this and willing to this, I think, and I'm very sure that Tinubu will reverse this. It could only take time. He will reverse it before the 6 month suspension. No, not to say, he will reverse it. Anyways, please share this video.